So one day I'm making this video in which I'm saying, man, you gotta follow your schedule. Man, you gotta follow your schedule to be productive and to not waste time. Because, 1 hour wasted a day in 1 year is like 365 hours. So you don't want that, and perhaps you waste more than 1 hour a day. And scheduling can simply change that. It can fix that. But the point is that, bro, I myself wasn't at that time really following my schedule. Even recently, when I made some changes, I didn't really keep on track with the changes. I didn't look at the schedule, and therefore I forgot about it. To do this, and before I realized that, I'm like, man, I actually didn't follow a proper set in place schedule. And so that's why I hadn't been as productive and didn't get as much stuff done. So I'm there thinking, man, eating is taking too much, school is taking too much. I don't have time in the morning to focus on this stuff on this YouTube channel. And it's overlapping into other times for other habits. I don't have time for practicing guitar and for some other things. And so I'm thinking, man, I need to make my schedule again and make sure I follow it. So that's what I did. And sure, some things mess up, and because some things might intervene in the schedule, as I said before. But the point is, that will save you a lot of time because having a schedule is way better than not having one. So, action step for you is to make a clearly defined schedule. What to do at what time. This will help you massively. I know this because I speak from experience here. It's way better, and guess what? It's way more fun actually. And think about it. Many people say, perhaps even you, that, oh, but following your schedule is boring. Is it? I mean, when you follow your schedule and you make it however you like with good habits and good work, well, of course it will be fun, man. I know this because, man, one day I'm coming from school and I'm thinking, man, I want to follow my schedule, and I'm getting excited, man, because up until that point, for some time, well, I was following my schedule, but then I just kind of forgot about it, and then it wasn't clearly defined. I was like, this hour I work out and kind of stay that way. But aside that, the work wasn't really put in place. Like, okay, this time I do this, I do that, I do that, and I just got I was getting home from school and I'm thinking, man, I'm excited, man. I literally had the biggest smile on my face because I want to go home. I want to create a schedule. I want to follow it. And it works, man. It's fun. And it's giving you control over your time and not the other way around. Because what did we do up until this point? We were controlled by our time. We were its slave. Because we didn't know how to use it correctly. Or should I say, we were slave to those bad habits and to procrastination, and therefore wasted time. And another way to become consistent, from what I saw, is to actually love your work, or at least love the result that the work will give you. Because if you do that, you have I saw that, man, if I manage to do this, I have a massive advantage compared to every guy that is just using discipline. And fair enough, you need a reason, you need somewhat of a motivation for a goal. Otherwise, you don't need discipline. Of course you need discipline, but the point is, you cannot use it if you are not motivated to achieve that goal. Does it make sense? If you don't care about that goal, you won't use discipline for it. Except for the cases, for example, like school or something that is obligatory to do. But in terms of goals, bro, you need to love your work, or at least think about the result. And when I do that, I'm just thinking, man, the work doesn't matter now. Doesn't matter now. And Tim Grover in his book Relentless talks quite some about this. You don't need, as a top performer, as a cleaner, as a top performer, as he said, you don't need to love everything you do, every task of your work, but you need to love the result. And when I was thinking about what I can get, the relationships with people that I actually want to be friends with, that I want to network with, the lifestyle that I want to get, the family, the future family, future wife, the future kids that I want to have, the different goals and achievements and performance, and the new type of man I can become by doing all this. And look, I don't believe in manifestation, but let's just think you visualize, you imagine all this, right? You visualize this, and you get excited, and you're like, yeah, it makes sense. And we do this specifically to become even more motivated and, of course, operate on discipline. But the point is, clearly define what exactly you want, because then, if you have a strong enough reason, you will want to work more, and therefore you have an advantage, because either way you want to do it, not just for a bit, but I have this fire inside me for probably forever. I mean, today, I don't know if I said it. Today I just woke up with a burning desire to actually get to work. Fair enough, I went to the bathroom first, obviously, and then I just, man, I want to get out of bed. And I went straight out of bed, and it's awesome because it's not usually like this all the time, but it starts to get more and more like this, and I start loving more and more my work. And I know that, okay, bro, even if I don't feel like doing it, that's not true. That's the devil talking, because I actually love my work, and therefore, of course, follow what God is telling me through my conscience, which is the right thing to do morally, which is doing my work, for example, making this video right now. And also, I love doing it either way. Plus, what else can you do? Bad habits, they're not fun. Or even if they feel good, like pleasure, they don't give you happiness, they give you pleasure. And you waste your time with them, man. You know they're not good, so you might as well make that schedule, have fun with it, and have control of your time with it, and do your work in the morning. And man, everything is just way, way better. So imagine how much more productive you can become by simply implementing all this. So find that working task for you that is actually that you love doing, because either way you have such a massive boost. Because how far can you go with a small reason if you actually hate the process? Because these people, some entrepreneurs say that, oh, you don't need motivation, you just need discipline. Bro, that doesn't make sense. Of course be disciplined, but the point is, if you need discipline, that means your motive, your reason of why you do all this is not big enough and not meaningful for you enough. Because, man, you won't enjoy the process. And either way, for both cases, you need motivation. Now, fair enough, don't just rely on a burst of motivation, but you need a powerful, meaningful enough reason. The word motivation comes from the word motive, derives from the word motive, and that means reason. So I found in myself that, man, if I have a strong, powerful, meaningful enough reason, I just become and feel motivated all the time, pretty much either way. And that gives me a massive advantage in doing my work and staying consistent, because I actually think about the results that I can get, and I also love the process, which gives me a massive advantage. Imagine if, for example, a guy was doing YouTube and he wanted to build an audience, he wanted money like I do, and I want to, of course, help people. But let's say just that he focuses just on money, not helping people, not and or perhaps wanting to, but not enjoying the process. Bro, if you don't like making YouTube videos, how long do you think it will last? Now, obviously, I assume everybody likes this, because you get in a flow state, or at least I do when I film videos, and it feels amazing. You don't notice time passing by, and you get in a very, very positive feeling, and you also get to teach other guys like right now, and hopefully giving you value. So imagine if that guy, for example, doesn't like making YouTube videos, but he kind of gets a plan on this. Well, bro, I beat him easily, because I simply do it even for fun, bro. And of course, I have a structured plan somewhat. But the point is, if you do all this even for fun, you have a massive advantage if you do it consistently for fun, if you love it, then compared to the other guy that does the same thing, the same tasks that you do, but hates it. Imagine that, of course. For example, what I saw from myself is, bro, when I used to super edit my videos and all that in the past, it used to take quite a while. I didn't really enjoy it, and it took a while. And of course, it's editing. But imagine an editor that actually loves editing, that actually loves to do all this stuff, or at least loves the motive, and therefore kind of begins to, loves the rewards and the perhaps freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and so on, and perhaps begins to love the process as well because of that. That also can happen for you. What I saw from myself, and that guy who loves editing will always probably beat the guy who hates it, because obviously the guy who does it because he loves it, he will get way more results because he actually does it for fun, for more time. The guy who hates it barely does it because we avoid pain and boredom because we don't want that, right? And so implement these steps, schedule and love your work, or at least think about the result, clearly define it so that it begins to motivate you more. And also another very important reason, I have videos on this, but you can go and look on them on how specifically to become focused, because if you're not focused, your work, or you can become irritated while you work. And so right now I don't really have distractions. I'm filming before my family's members are up. And fair enough, maybe I hear some cars outside from time to time, but usually it's pretty peaceful at this time for me to make videos. If I filmed them as there was noise in my house because of my family members, or the dishwasher, or the clothing machine, how's that called? Well, obviously I would be way more distracted and irritated perhaps, so that can interfere with you liking the work, or the work process, or deep work block. And so also make sure that your productivity is in check, because when that is in check, you actually begin to love even more the process, because everything just flows smoothly from what I see for myself, and it works very well. If you'd like to go on an even deeper level on how to become disciplined, consistent, productive, and motivated, you can also check the link in the description. It's a coaching call with me. Usually it's paid, but right now it's free for a while, and I can take, I guess, only a few people at a time. So if you want to, you can go check that out. If not, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gave you massive value, and it will give you massive value because this helped me a lot, but it will help you only if you actually implement it. You, for example, today, or when you have, or maybe you go to sleep right now, but when you have time in the day, make that schedule for yourself. Remember, it will take you a lot less compared to all the time, all the hours wasted in a year of you not having a schedule and therefore wasting time, right? And so make that schedule and begin to love your work, or think about think about the results that the work will give you, and therefore you begin loving the process, or at least the rewards, and therefore you become more consistent because you have a clearly defined goal on where you want to get. Also, you can join our community of young men on self-development. The link is in the description for joining our Discord server. Remember, we're limitless because we never peak if we so choose to. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I keep on working, got purpose and worth. Music's my cure and this world is my purse. Get rid of this curse with every verse. Of course I've been hurt, but some have it much worse. Leave me alone, get out of my head. Block out the opinions until I am dead. They all go to sleep, but you listen instead. Listen some more and you'll cease to regret. I keep on working, I got it on track. You gonna see my name up on the flag. I sail the ship and I'll never come back.